It's a distressing thought, but internet porn may be replacing sex ed for kids in the digital age. A shocking percentage of pre-adolescent children are being exposed to cyber porn long before they're mature enough to process its graphic sexuality. It fills parents of preteens like me with dread. And add to that those explicit lyrics in hip-hop and the elixir of social media, and suddenly the facts of life are X-rated.
I can make your bed right.
If Lil Wayne in Bedrock makes the vulgar seem normal, listen to Winifred, who's 12 years old.
Baby, my room is the G-spot. Call me Mr. Flintstone. I can make your bed rock.
I'm thinking, does Winifred understand what she's singing?
Yeah, we did realize how obscene it was, but we got it. We knew what we were saying. When I can reach into my back pocket and basically pull out some porn, it's so easy, and you can't really blame a bunch of children for not understanding how to deal with that.
She told us lewd lyrics are the least of it. When kids her age are downloading pornography on their smartphones, it's porn before puberty.
When I was in 8th grade, boys mostly. Boys were watching porn on their phone during school, so. Yes, during independent reading, they would do that.
Oh my God, I have a migraine now.
We met Winifred through a documentary called Sexy Baby, which explores a jaw-dropping statistic. 9 out of 10 children between the ages of 8 and 16 have viewed pornography on the internet. And a lot of them say it's how they're learning about sex. Winifred's friend Danielle was 11 the first time she stumbled on it.
It was this one black guy, one Hispanic guy, and this one very blonde woman. And they were just like ferociously banging each other. It was very, I mean, I came home, I was bawling my eyes out. I'll never forget it.
If parents are able to talk to their children about what real love and real sex later on is, most of the kids I know would trust our parents over to porn stars that we've never met.
But the sheer volume of erotica coming at these kids has blurred the battle lines between mothers and daughters.
Because you said that you didn't want to see any slutty photos, like...
Winifred's mom, Jenny, says she's a feminist, trying to raise an uninhibited, empowered girl.
We're like the first generation to have what we have. So there's no one before us that can kind of guide us. I mean, we are the pioneers.
And you can end up watching that and you don't want to watch that, and then it's a danger of, you know, knowing something inappropriate, could be watching an inappropriate video, and that might even have the F word in it.
Because if they go into search YouTube and then there's really, really horrible pictures on there when they first go on, I don't end up seeing something that I don't want to see and ruin my way of seeing things.
SEX, that stuff, and that is not something you should be doing until, say, high school at least. You grow hair in uncertain places. And you start growing boobs, which are, it's not like an implant you get or something, it just happens automatically.
Sometimes I'm a little bit worried, but I know it'll be fine as long as I have my mom with me. I've noticed that I'm starting to grow boobs. Yeah. I find it a little bit embarrassing to talk about, but I know if I talk about it and get it out of my mind, it can actually help me to go forward.
Well, I think for every girl, a challenge would be to fit into a group, like with friends, also very close people. Sometimes it's hard to be honest with them.
Biggest issue that most girls face, I think, is exclusion, because you so badly want to fit in with the popular girls or a group of people.
The biggest challenges that I face at this age is normally fitting in to a group.
The biggest challenge that I face at this age is boys. I feel that they're a little bit too straightforward and it makes me feel uncomfortable. There's so many unanswered questions that they don't know.
All the changes that have been happening in my body are quite new, you can't really expect it. But I mostly feel that I might maybe like my breasts aren't going to be big enough or small enough and people might judge me. I'm feeling a bit anxious, especially going to high school, that meeting new people and getting involved with new people, that because we're getting older and going into becoming teenagers, that we might get peer pressured or like get exposed to drinking and drugs.
At the moment I feel really anxious about my breasts because I don't know where people are actually really looking. Yeah, it's not exactly the boys, it's more of the men that look at you, so I'm not very comfortable.
The biggest challenge is definitely how others see you. Me and my friends, we're always worried about other people.
Sometimes it's challenging with parents because they don't really understand. It's a bit of like, I want my independence, but I don't quite have it yet. So it's like, yeah, it's difficult. Coming from younger stages, you don't care like what you look like. But then when you get older and you start seeing that other people do, then you start wondering like, oh, hey, if she's doing that, shouldn't I be doing that?
A few challenges would be going through puberty because of all the hormones, and you start to sweat and you grow hair and then you have to shave, and it also kind of makes you feel uncomfortable.
My biggest challenge that I face at this age is I don't have the parts that I'm supposed to have at this age, and then I get made fun of it when we get changed for swimming or something.
The most common problems that girls have these days is puberty and like having a period, because like sometimes it comes unexpectedly and then you get embarrassed and stuff.
It was a very special bonding moment between all the mothers and daughters. The big wow moment was that we had to remember that we were also a little girl going through all the changes, and the lack of support actually that we had in our generation. It's so amazing that this is available for our daughters to help them and to talk about it openly without being ashamed. I think it's very important, if you can, to do something with your daughter and to set those communication channels there, knowing that there's trust and an open door policy at any stage.
I learned how to breathe properly when you're stressed. I learned how to go to my happy place, and I liked how free we could be and talk to Michelle about anything.
Having that special time that was put aside just to focus one-on-one on each of my daughters was like gold. I'd highly recommend the workshop.
I enjoyed talking to my mum and really getting to know her. I just feel that the workshop really brings you close together with your mum and also other mums and daughters.
You shouldn't be afraid of letting yourself be yourself. And you shouldn't love yourself less than you love anyone else.
I feel more confident and I know much more than I did. Definitely feel like I fit in more, because I was always scared that I was the only one facing this problem, but apparently I'm not. If you're trying to get in with other people and you're trying to be cool like they are, make your own cool, make your own group, and then people will come to you.
I felt comfortable to express my emotions and feelings, that my worries and stuff, because once you hear what their worries are, then you feel that you've got the same worries. About a month after we finished the course, I started menstruating, and I felt like I was prepared, like I wasn't scared or anything, because I knew like all about it.
I didn't feel so alone. I knew that, hey, there's other girls that feel the same like me, and I'm not the only one.
Some of the biggest shifts were a lot of confidence building. It really, really helps with the relationship between you and your mom.
The mother and daughter workshop was quite good for me. I really, for the first time, felt like I connected to my daughter. It was a way of actually telling her, this is how I feel about you.
But I feel I'm more close to her and I can speak to her about more stuff.
My biggest challenge that I'm facing with my twin girls is probably just managing their moodiness and their weepiness and teaching them how to manage that. This was a time to just acknowledge them individually in their own right, coming into their womanhood. This course has really given a structure and a framework, a context to the issues at hand.
She's really struggling with dealing with her own anger and her frustration, and she's very impatient, and yeah, I think that's probably one of her biggest challenges. She started menstruating a month later, but it was amazing because she handled it so well, so gracefully. She felt so well prepared.